Okay, well I don't have a sound in game. Okay, now you're too loud. Okay, so to everyone who's watching this, interesting failure, this is a combination test stream and looking at, a game I like. So these things will happen pretty often. I mostly just want to see if I can get everything set up and ready and working for what I plan on doing, which is the path to 100. Which is just me playing... there's no gum. Which is just me playing Torchlight 2 from level 1 to 100. I don't know what difficulty I'll do it on, but that's basically the premise. I want to see if I can get the stream settings going. So we're in here playing Paranautical Activities, and honestly, one of the most interesting games I've seen come out in a while. It's a roguelike FPS, or rather an FPS with roguelike elements. There's a very limited pool of guns. Probably over the course of the next few runs we'll see all of them, because I'm going to die miserably on a bunch of these runs, but overall I think there's 4 floors at the moment. Fairly decent amount of enemies, and the game does follow the ABC rule of first-person shooting. Always be circle strafing. And right now I'm using a gun called the Gilead gun, which is the Tommy gun, not the Tommy gun, Sasha from TF2 basically. The Heavy has. It's a spin-up gun. And here we've got our first boss. And this one is actually the floor boss and not like a mini boss. And you'll spawn enemies, and these enemies will basically be the death of me because they shoot those homing shots that require you to effectively just ground them into a wall. But also we have bombs, which I'm going to start chucking. I only had 3 of them, so I just kind of wasted them. But as we get further into this, I'm going to stop the stream and restart it, and then I'm going to do basically a narrated, or not a narrated, a music version of the stream, which won't be up on YouTube. So if you're watching this and you wonder what that's about, it might be up on VOD still, but here we have an item, which is called the Blubber. And I don't actually want it because it makes us slower, but it does give us more HP. And while that would be nice, the slowness is, for me at least at the moment, a death sentence. So we're going to keep just killing these enemies. And with defeating the whale boss, we have beaten this entire floor and we can head on. And it's got a Binding of Isaac style setup with, floors have bosses, item rooms, mini bosses, stuff like that. And that's what a lot of people make the comparison to, is a first-person shooter Binding of Isaac, basically. Although it's not nearly as polished, this game is in beta, and I absolutely do enjoy it. I have a few problems, mostly in that there is no flinch indicator, so you don't know when you've actually taken damage, really. And there is no invulnerability frame. And honestly, in an FPS, especially one that's basically based around just repeatedly doing rapid runs of the game, there needs to be some sort of a flinch indicator and an invulnerability frame. Well, that being said, that's about the only problem I have with the game. I mean, well, I have another problem. That's called the Trident, but the Trident is what I regard to be the worst item ever in this game. And that's saying a lot, because the Blubber will straight up kill me. Oh god, I stopped shooting. The Trident will basically be grounds for me to reset a run if I start with it. It is, for me at least, that bad. But we don't have it right now. We have the Gilly... Oh, I got myself stuck. That's another little problem I have with it, is I do occasionally get myself stuck. But let's go ahead. Ooh, we've got the M14. Widely regarded by many who play this game as the best weapon to get. Because while it's not completely damaging at first... Oh, hey there, little guy. It's the best to scale with upgrades. Okay. Oh, there's still enemies in here. Oh, there you are. And this is a hit scan weapon, so, you know, it's got that going for it. Let's go ahead and do the mini-boss first. And see what they've got for the mini-boss. Cyber Arachno Demon. Also, that thing I was just shooting at is called a Gilead. That's where the gun comes from. So these white bullets, despite the fact that they're going to horribly murder me now, are homing. And unless they get grounded into a wall, they will continue to home after you. And I'm terrible at this. Okay. Got the Gilead gun again. Let's see if I can do this better. Oh, there is a small "you have taken damage" sound. Not, you know, useful, but I threw a bomb somewhere where I didn't mean to. So I'm just going to employ, you know, riding the wall. While I'll take some small, basically stupid damage, it will overall make the game better. Alright, here's the first upgrade I'm actually going to take. It's called the Powder Keg. Bombs deal more damage, and I'm going to assume they have a bigger explosive radius. This item works wonderfully in conjunction with a gun called the Grenade Launcher, which, you know... Ooh. I may have just ended this run. At least, you know, made it a lot more difficult. But works wonders in conjunction with the Grenade Launcher. Allows you to basically shoot more powerful shots. The game does have a very upgrade-centric metagame to it, where basically you're playing hunt for the best upgrades. And honestly, a lot of roguelikes do have that, or games with roguelike elements, depending on who you ask. But it does it in an interesting way. I mean, it's definitely a skill game, so you can... Grenade launcher, shotgun. Definitely picking up shotgun. Shotgun's my favorite weapon. Let's go fail this in the boss. But I mean, it's definitely a game you can beat solely on skill alone. But let's see if I can get myself to the second floor. So this gun, the shotgun, is designed entirely for close-range fighting. However, it's hit scan, which means it's better for most fights than any other gun. So let's go ahead and hit restart. Oh, now we've got the crossbow. Another good gun, but it's got its flaws. It does not have a reasonable rate of fire. is, Oh, I got myself corner stuck. No, 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 no. Not again. If you guys can see, I'm pretty bad at FPSs, sort of. It's a really strong gun. It's just I've got problems with it in how it functions. I wish it, I wish it had better ways of dealing with certain things. Yep, now I'm dead. Okay. Let's give it one more run before I restart and do, my music runs. Oh, here we go. Hello. So I'm gonna play Chuck Some Bombs, Bomb Some Dodongos, all that noise. Okay, Gilead's dead. This fight becomes slightly easier. Also, basically every room you ever beat will give you some amount of money. And that money is really useful in many ways. Gum, sticky bombs. Okay, now I've got the setup for basically the best grenade launcher run you can get. So let's go ahead, pop in here. Let's quick shoot all of those. But yeah, with the grenade launcher, you shoot your bombs, so there's only 2 more upgrades that I can think of that I'd like, and if I had them, I would basically maintain that I've got the perfect grenade launcher run. Those are Powder Keg and Blowfish, and Blowfish I maintain is probably the best item in the game, actually. Blowfish allows you to do poison damage, so your hits have a chance of poisoning any enemy you hit with them, which does a damage over to... Oh, I am stuck. Damn it. Well, that was terrible. However, that's going to be the end of this stream that's going to end up on YouTube.